You've fallen, not with a crash that echoes, not with a crowd to gasp, but in silence, the kind that stings deeper than any wound. You, the man who thinks too much, who feels the world's weight in every quiet moment. You've stumbled, and no one noticed. No one cared, but you did. You felt the crack in your soul, the dream that slipped through your fingers. The moment you realized you're not where you thought you'd be. This is not about the fall. It's about the man who rises, the Sigma male, the one who doesn't beg for light, who doesn't scream for attention, who builds his empire in the shadows. You're still here, bruised, misunderstood, but unbroken. This is your story, not of failure, but of the fire that failure ignites. You've always been different, not louder, not brighter, but deeper. Your mind, a labyrinth of thoughts. Your heart, a vault of truths no one sees. They call you quiet. They mistake your silence for weakness. They don't know. They can't know. The storms that rage beneath your calm. You've carried ideas too vast for words, visions too bold for their shallow games. And when you tried to share them, they turned away. They didn't understand. They never will. Being unseen is your curse and your gift. It's the weight that carves your strength, the solitude that sharpens your soul. You've failed because you dared to be you. Not the version they wanted, not the mask they begged you to wear, but you, raw, real, relentless. Failure isn't your enemy, it's your mirror. It shows you what the world can't. You stumble because you walk alone, not because you're weak, but because you refuse the crowded path, the one paved with applause, the one that demands your soul. You've said no to their rules, no to their hollow promises, no to the chains they call success. And that choice, it costs you. You've lost battles, jobs, loves, dreams, not because you lacked skill, not because you weren't enough, but because you wouldn't bend, you wouldn't break. The Sigma stumbles when he dares to be free, when he chases truth over comfort, when he builds in silence, while the world screams for noise. The world is loud. It shouts its victories. It flaunts its shallow crowns. It begs you to join the parade. But you don't. You can't. Your soul recoils at the thought. The noise, it suffocates. It drowns the truth you carry. They tell you to speak up, to network, to sell yourself, to play the game. But every word feels like a betrayal. Every handshake, a lie. Your silence is your rebellion. It's not absence, it's presence, a force they'll never understand. You've failed their tests, but you've passed your own. You've stayed true to the man you are, to the fire you guard. Loneliness is your shadow. It follows you. It whispers in the dark. You're too different, too strange, too much. You've felt it. The ache of being unseen, the sting of being unchosen, the weight of carrying your truth alone. But this pain, it's not your enemy. It's your teacher. It shows you who you are. It strips away the lies. You don't need their validation. You don't need their noise. You need the quiet, the space where your soul breathes, the place where you become. Solitude is not your curse. It's your crucible. It burns away the weak. It forges the strong. Every fall is a flame. Every scar, a lesson. Failure doesn't break you. It builds you. The world sees your losses. It counts your defeats. But you see something else. The strength that grows in the ashes. the wisdom that blooms in the dark. You've failed at their game, but you've won at yours. You've learned to stand, to think, to endure. Failure is your forge. It shapes your mind. It sharpens your will. It carves your path. You don't rise despite failure. You rise because of it. They don't see it. The power in your quiet, the strength in your solitude, the fire in your silence. You don't need their stage. You don't need their spotlight. Your strength is deeper. It's in the way you think, the way you endure, the way you rebuild. You're not invisible. You're unstoppable. Not because you're loud, but because you're true. Your strength is your mind, your heart, your will. It's the part of you that refuses to break, the part that rises again and again. The world offers you a deal. Play their game, wear their mask, and they'll give you their prizes. But you see through it. The emptiness, the lies, the chains disguised as rewards. You don't want their money, their fame, their approval. You want something more. Truth, freedom, meaning. You've failed their tests because you refused to play. You chose your soul over their hollow game. And that choice, it's your power. Mastery is not a destination. It's a fire, a quiet flame that burns within. You don't chase success. You chase truth. You don't seek applause. You seek strength. Your mind is your weapon, your will, your shield. You train them in silence. You sharpen them in solitude. Every thought, every choice, every step. It's yours to command. Mastery is not about winning. It's about becoming. The man you were born to be. The Sigma. The lone wolf. The king of his own soul. You don't need their cheers. You don't need their eyes. You rise for you. Every fall taught you. Every scar shaped you. Every silence strengthened you. You stand taller now. Not because they see you, but because you see yourself. Your victories are quiet, your triumphs unseen. But they're yours, and they're enough. You rise without applause, because your strength doesn't need a crowd. It needs only you. The world says power is loud. It's wealth, it's fame, it's control. But you know better. True power is silent. It's the strength to walk alone, the courage to fail and rise, the wisdom to choose your path. You're powerful because you're free, not from failure, but from fear. You embrace the paradox. You're weak, yet unbreakable. You're alone, yet whole. You're silent, yet heard. This is your power, the power of the Sigma. The path is steep, the air is thin, the world below, distant. You climb alone, not because you want to, but because you must. Every step is a choice, every breath, a victory, every moment, a testament. You don't climb for their eyes. You climb for your soul, for the man you're becoming, for the truth you carry. The summit is not a place, it's a state, a quiet strength, a silent triumph. You've feared your darkness, the doubts, the pain, the parts of you no one sees. But your shadow is not your enemy, it's your ally. It holds your truth, your strength, your fire. Embrace it, not to dwell in it, but to understand it, to learn from it, to rise above it. Your shadow makes you whole. It's the part of you that dares, that dreams, that endures. You're not just light, you're fire, forged in the dark. There's a flame in you. It's always been there, through every fall, through every silence, through every scar. It's your will, your truth, your power. It doesn't need their fuel. It doesn't need their air. It burns because you choose it. This fire is your guide, your strength, your reason to rise. You're not just a man. You're a force, a sigma, a flame that never fades. You're not the man you were. Failure changed you. Solitude shaped you. Silence strengthened you. You've walked through fire. You've carried your pain, and you've emerged, not broken, but whole. This is your transformation, not to be seen, not to be praised, but to be you, fully, fearlessly, freely. You've become the man you were meant to be, the Sigma, the lone wolf, the master of his soul. The world will never fully know you, and that's okay. You don't need their eyes. You need your own. You're eternal, not because you're flawless, but because you're true. You'll fall again. You'll rise again. You'll walk your path, silent, strong, unseen. This is the Sigma way, not to conquer the world, but to conquer yourself. You are enough. You always were. This is not the end. It's the beginning. Your awakening. You see it now. The strength in your silence, the power in your solitude, the fire in your soul. You don't need their light. You are the light. You don't need their path. You are the path. Rise, Sigma. Not for them, but for you. Your failures were never chains. They were keys, unlocking the man you are, the man you'll become. Walk your path, silent, strong, eternal.